Oh, what's up, YouTube? AJ Simmons checking in. Today, I want to talk about cleaning franchises. All right, I don't talk about them as much as I used to, but I know I still got to touch on them sometimes because I get new people coming to the channel asking about cleaning franchises. Then I got my people who were here long term who on this, and I want to point out something too that I was wrong about when it came to cleaning franchises, and is this. Back in the day, one of the things I used to say a lot was, I'm not sure how often I said it on YouTube, but I know I said it a lot in person. And one of the things I used to say was the franchise fees aren't that bad. The thing that used to bother me was the sales and marketing fee. I used to say that the sales and marketing fee is what kills franchise owners, but the ongoing marketing and what is it? The ongoing ad. What is it? The admin fee, the management fee, royalty fee, those type of fees, the insurance. That's not what kill you. It's usually around about 20% right? Usually about 20%. But I was wrong. If anything, the sales and marketing fee is the only going 20% coming out the whole life of your business. Okay, so when you with cleaning, on average, with small accounts, you probably can gross profit about 50%. Okay, after employees and a little bit of equipment that you pay for. But when it comes to bigger accounts, you're gonna gross profit about 20% maybe. And so if you got a franchise taking 20% from you, and your gross profit was 20%, then you made nothing. Okay, and that's before you even have to pay a sales and marketing fee on top of that, right? So that's one thing I did notice, because at least sales and marketing fee does go away. And the sales and marketing fee is basically equivalent to, well, you one could say that that's basically equivalent to having a marketing budget had you been independent. So because it costs to acquire an account, whether you independent or not, right? Whether you with a franchise or not, you got to pay for advertisement, right? And so if you pay for a sales and marketing fee to get a new contract, that's basically like your advertising budget, right? So, but with that 20% that the franchise always take nonstop, or 25% or whatever y'all percentage is, some of y'all got it low as 15%, but that never stops. So it messes your growth up. And who was I talking to the other day? I think it might have been Brandon McIntyre, or could have been somebody else. But shout out to him, claim his network member. And he brought up a point that I thought about this too. He was like, okay, well, what about the 20%? That basically could be the same thing as, again, same thing I just said about the sales marketing fee. That could be similar to, your ongoing expenses. Like, for example, they do your payroll, not your payroll, they do your invoicing for you, which is not a big deal. Invoicing don't take that much time, but they do the invoicing for you, and then they acquire accounts for you again, right? So he was saying how, well, wouldn't that, like, if you were setting aside that 20% in your own company as an independent company, would that not be the same? And it wouldn't be the same. And I'm gonna explain why. Okay, I'm gonna keep explaining why. It's because if you were to get the whole payment from the customer directly into your company, that money passes through your business account and you can allocate those funds the way that you wish. Number one. Number two, even if you were still spending 20%, the money still passed through your bank account. Okay, so therefore now you gross more in the eyes of the bank, and when it comes later, when it's time for you to scale up and you need some business credit, you got that money showing in your account. But see, when you were a franchise, that total gross never passed through your account in the first place because they took it before you even got the check. So that's the problem number one. Then problem number two with that is you still get taxed on the total gross with a franchise, but the money never passed through your account. So it's almost as if you getting taxed on money that you never even saw anyway. It's not even almost if. That's exactly what's happening. Okay, so hold up. Let me get a few comments. But I wanted to point those two things out. JP said, what do you mean? I think you probably know now that I started talking. Okay. Oh, was another point I want to make about that too, about franchises. Quintero Jones said, what about the 10-year renewal fee? That's another thing. And that's something too that, again, and I mean, it's not a big deal. If you're making money, right? Let's just say you kept the franchise for 10 years and you grow it to, I don't know, $250,000. Hopefully you should be way past that after 10 years now, right? I know back then people weren't really educated enough to kind of grow them that big, but let's just say you had to 500,000 after 10 years. Then they charge you a franchise renewal fee. All franchises don't charge it, but some do. Okay, I wish this phone stopped doing that. Stop. Anyway, okay, so they might charge you that too, and so that's another issue. It's like, why do I gotta to pay to keep my franchise? Like, so if you don't pay that fee, they just snatch it away from you. So then it's like, okay, well, what was the purpose of building it in the first place? Okay, but anyway, who was it? Melee 3000 boss, I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Victor said, what's messing my growth is having to wait 2 months. Exactly. I already know where you're going as soon as you say 2 months. Had to wait 2 months for the first payment on each account. Also financing the account from JanPro. I managed to save over $10,000 a year hiring my own insurance. Insurance. This is for y'all who just got to be hard-headed and go with the franchise. I'm telling y'all not to. And all franchises not bad. There are some unique situations where you can take advantage of a franchise opportunity. And I tell you what those situations are is when they allow you to get commercial contracts outside of them. And that's pretty much it. Because at that point, all you're trying to do is use them to get your experience up. Once you get your experience up and you know what you're doing, then you can go get commercial contracts outside of them. But the problem is most franchise won't let you get commercial contracts outside of them without them getting a piece of it. So therefore, just don't waste your time with them. And here's the thing too: whether you get experience as a franchise owner, or whether you get experience as an independent person, like what's the difference? What do y'all think the difference gonna be if you get a franchise? You still got to get out there and clean the building, and you never cleaned the building before. Like learning is learning. Nobody knew how to do anything until they did it. You see what I'm saying? Like nobody knew how to do anything. So stop leaning on that part of it. That's another point. But anyway, getting to the insurance thing. Now they do come in handy when you're small because their insurance payment is based on percentage. So if you ain't making but $500 a month from that one $500 a month account you got, and the insurance payment is 3% of your gross, then you good. But then as you grow, it's still a percentage. So now if you're making $100,000 a month and you paying 3%, you know what I mean? Like you paying all that money every month when you could have went independent like this. Like Victor is saying right when I had a franchise too, and I saved a ton. Shout out Vicky Thomas. CBM said, "Preach, skip franchises and be your own boss with Clean Biz Network." I appreciate that. I really appreciate you saying that. And at the end of the day, like I'm saying this because I want everybody to have the best chance at winning as possible. All right. Again, because who was I was on the phone with another person. I don't know. I'm gonna say her name, but I was on the phone with a CBN member the other day, and she kind of been doing this for a couple months now. I think she got like 4 contracts when she first started off. So she started off hot, but then she kind of, I guess she lost the contract for whatever reason. And so now she got into the point like, you know what, should I do a franchise or what the case may be? She's single parent, not a single parent. She has to take care. She got some financial responsibilities. Okay, so it was like, should I just do it just to, just so I can get the guaranteed contracts up first, get my experience up, and then I can sell it out later? I'm like, look, if you absolutely feel like that's your life, do that. But I'm just telling you, 9 times out of 10, most of the time when people can't find contracts is because it's more that you should be doing. You can apply yourself better. You could be cold calling more. You can be going door to door more. You could use my lead generation service. You can use Home Advisor. It's so many different options that you're probably not applying yet, and you just ready to throw in the towel. And I'm not talking about her because her situation was different. And but I'm just saying, like most of y'all, when y'all ready to just, I'm just go ahead and do the franchise. Like, don't be soft about it. Okay, the same effort it takes to, and I said this in the beginning. I think it's even my book I wrote, Is It a Scam? Truth About Commercial Cleaning Franchises, that I sold on Amazon. I think it's still up there. And I said the same effort that it takes to make it independent is the same effort it's going to take with a franchise. So you might as well go franchise because you can save on them fees. You know what I mean? Like, it's just common sense, really. It's just common sense stuff. Nino Brown Boxer says, how will the franchise know if you have an account and they're not getting a cut? Well, there's a couple different ways they can find out. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm a type of person, I like to do straight up business. If I sign a non-compete, I'm not going to compete. No, that's just my thing. But how can they know? There's a couple different ways they can know. Number one, I'm trying to make sure I don't I don't want to give away a way for you to try to do it. I mean, I don't want like they out here, they be prospecting. They always looking for account. Like y'all know they be hungry out here. So it's like if they go in there, they see your business card or they ask the company who they're currently going through and then your business name come up. That's one way for them to find out. All right, a lot of y'all be promoting on the internet. That's another way they find out. So just different ways they can come through. They can do it. I recommend if you want to get a contract outside of them and you already with them and they don't allow that, just sell it and get out. That's what I recommend. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't try to sneak and do it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can get in unique situations too. Because that's what I had with my franchise. Like I had unique situations where I was able to negotiate different terms that they typically didn't give. But it was only doing it because it was me. So it was like on one end, I'm like my stance at first was kind of y'all need to learn how to negotiate. Y'all got to do this. Y'all got to do that. Just because I was getting away with it, and I realized, you know what? That's not even realistically possible for everybody to do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, just because I found a way for it to work, and just because I got a little leverage, don't mean that I go independent. That's the thing. That's the best way for me to help you. Like, but anyway, all right. Let me see. Shout out Gary Park. I see you checking in. Like you raising your hand. Ask the question if you got a question. All right. No one says, how do you get a government franchise? Is it any web you can get on to get a business to clean? How do you get a government franchise? I don't know what a government franchise is. When I'm talking about franchise, I'm talking about commercial cleaning franchises with companies like Janet King, JanPro, Coverall. Who else out there? Vanguard, Clean 360. There's another one that I want to say because I want to make sure whatever y'all do, don't buy from them. What's the name of them? I can't never think of their name, but whatever the company name is, don't buy with them. OpenWorks. Whatever you do, don't. Like, I recommend y'all stay away from franchise anyway. But if you're gonna do it, definitely don't go with OpenWorks. Okay, they play with the money. All right. All right. Nito Brown Boxer said, "What about having a partner like my wife start her own LLC to acquire?" And so that's another thing too. So I don't know what the language is in y'all FDD, so I will have to literally read each single one because everybody's FDD locally could be different. It's not a across the board thing, but sometimes it can have language in there that states that neither you or your spouse, you know what I mean, like anything, you can't directly or indirectly be related to a competing entity. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's ways around it, but I'm not an attorney, so I don't want to go too far on it. Not on this video. Where we at? T Jones said, "Thanks for keeping it real, AJ. I appreciate you." No one says, "Can someone tell me how to get a franchise?" How to get a franchise? You can just go buy one. Just look up cleaning franchise in my area. Just go to Google, type in commercial cleaning franchise in whatever area you in. Atlanta, Georgia. Type it in and it'll come out. There's plenty of them out there. But I'm telling you, you don't want to do no franchise, dog. But if you think that's what you want to do, go for it. As a matter of fact, never mind, I ain't gonna say that. Shout out Brandon McIntyre. I see you. Just shouted you out. See you checking in. CBN. Who was this? I don't know how to say this name, but it says, how much do you need to get started? So it depends. So if you talking about getting a starter kit through my company, Clean Biz Network, you go to cleanthebizzstarterkit.com. The whole kit is $19.97. So that's $1,997 because somebody heard that thought it was $20 one time, right? And that includes we ship all the equipment and supplies to your house. You get the full starter kit course that I have. Teaches you everything, all of the ins and outs and everything, bidding, invoicing customers, all of that. You also get 10 bid appointments for my lead generation service that's included with that free. And then you also get membership to our private Facebook group so you can network with me. I'm in there every day along with the other 250 plus members that's in the group. All right, what else we got? Makia funny. Shout out to Makia, Clean Biz Network member. Jarvis Brown, you know anything about the restoration side of cleaning? Not really. I always kept it simple in my company. I always like to do simple office buildings with carpet. That was always my main thing. Like I done some restaurants, I done a little bit of everything, but my main bread and butter is just simple office buildings. We got a lot of people in the group that do stuff like that, but I always try not to do too much. I missed out on a lot of money by keeping it that simple too, because the more strenuous and the more detailed and the more niche the type of work that you're doing, then the bigger the check gonna be. You know what I mean? Like if you do carpet, that's a big check. If you do strip and white, that's a bigger check. You know what I mean? You do post construction, that's an even bigger check. Um, what else? A lot of stuff out there, man. But anyway, let's see. Freestyle 72 said, "Don't hold back." I gotta hold back. I gotta hold back because I ain't trying to get sued. So I have to. You know what I mean? Like, and I do my best not to hold back, but certain things I gotta watch the way I word things sometimes, so I don't end up in no lawsuit. Uh, she said, "Can you?" Or he or she said, "Can you call me?" Yeah, inbox me on Instagram and we can schedule a time. We can talk at AJ Simmons Online. Shout out Precious Austin, just bought a starter kit. I appreciate you, CBN member. Gary Parker says, "How long you been in business?" Not to get off subject. So it depends on which business you're referring to, and then it depends on. So okay, so let me just answer them all. See if I can answer them all. So I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19. So that's what, 11 years, 12 years, something like that. I'm 31 now, so somebody do the math because I can't do it in person like that. I need a calculator. But anyway, I've been doing Clean Biz Network since October 2018, so almost a year I've been in business with this. With my cleaning company, I had that for since 20. When did I get my cleaning company? I think, was it 2014? Yeah, April 2014. And then I sold it October 2018. And when I was immediately after I sold that, I started Clean Biz Network because I couldn't do Clean Biz Network full time and have my company because I had a franchise. So I had to make a decision, and I took a risk, and it paid off, and I got lucky because I knew, because I was start. So so you probably knew, you don't know my whole story, right? So I ran out of breath. So I ain't gonna get the whole story, but basically, I was a successful franchise owner, and I also worked as an operations manager for another franchise, and so I kind of know the ins and outs from that experience. But a lot of things that I was seeing, I didn't like. So that's why I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to help people to go independent, and I'm gonna take this risk. And you know what I mean, it might not work, but like I'd rather help my people than to keep just taking care of myself. You see what I'm saying? Because I was doing okay. I'm doing fine. My company was doing fine, even though I was with a franchise and my margins were slimmer than what they could have been. I still was doing okay, and that's why you see I sold my company to my brother, and he doing excellent. He living just fine. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to make sure I hedge when I say avoid franchises, because I'm not telling you it's impossible to eat, but I'm just telling you if you can eat more without them, then why wouldn't you? Especially when I'm putting tools in place to make it easier for you. All right, what else? I do post construction, big money there. Absolutely. Shout out Victor. Hustle Go said, "I wanted to invest in a cleaning franchise, but I don't want to clean." That ain't what you want to do then. If you don't want to clean, because you gonna have to do a little bit of cleaning, I think. And hopefully we can get DB3 up here, because I know that he one of the few people that started with basically not cleaning high from day one. But a franchise is not the way to go if that's your goal, is to try to make it as passive as possible, because again, they taking the percentage from you. So if they taking the percentage from you and they controlling the bidding price, and so it's like you don't know how high they might be bidding low, know that. And so it's like, if they, let's just say if they bidding low and they taking that percentage from you, where is the money going to come from for you to pay somebody else to clean? If you go independent, you control the bid, and you don't have to worry about that overhead coming out, that 20% ongoing royalty fee that they charging, and then you can put somebody in place. So you know that if you go get that contract and they pay $1,000, you can throw somebody in there and they pay them $500, $600. You walk away with the $400 to $500 a month passive. But if you got a franchise of you, now you got to calculate the 20% off and all this extra stuff. All right, what else I got? Can I run my business from a different state? You definitely can, but it's a lot. I did it. I ran my company for 2 years. When I moved to Florida to take the operations manager job down in Florida, and then my company still ran in Virginia, I still ran my company for 2 years. And it's possible, but there's a lot to it. Like, you really got to have your system in place, and you definitely got to have some funds to operate too, because yeah, absolutely, it's possible for sure. Let's see what else. Innovative Cleaning Solutions said, "Amazing content. Thank you for everything you do for your followers and beyond. I appreciate you." Hustle Go said that goatee needs help for real, for real. Not sure what that means. Do you have a step-by-step instruction on how to bid on jobs? Yeah, so I mean, I have a bidding calculator. I teach the step-by-step stuff like how to bid and how to come up with the math. That's in the starter kit course, and you can get that for $197 right now. It's on sale. But even if you don't want to learn, if you don't want to learn how to bid, but you still need to come up with the price, you can use my bidding calculator. It's 100% free. If you got Android, just type in Clean Biz Network app. And if you download the app, it's a bidding calculator up there. They got every single thing from post-construction to regular buildings to residential, strip and white. Anything you're trying to bid on, that calculator help you bid. If you don't got Android, then go to calculatedclean.com and you can use the bidding calculator that I created. So I put that calculator out just for everybody because like I still want, like, because even people that can't afford, you know what I mean? I know everybody can't afford to get my full starter kit. And then some people just refused to buy the course even though it was only $197. So even if you still just, you one of those type of people like me, how I was for a while, where I just refused to buy a course, you know what I mean, from somebody on the internet, I still want to put that out there just so you still can have a way to figure out how to make it out here. So go get the bidding calculator, but I have a step-by-step instruction on how to bid, but it's in that course though. Gary Parker said that's what's up. But I can tell you this, it's basic. All it is before I get into it, all it is you got to figure out, number one, know how much you're going to charge per hour. So that's something you got to know and do. And I go over how to come up with that too in the course. But anyway, know how much you're going to charge per hour, multiply that times how long it's supposed to take, and then multiply how long it's supposed to take by the frequency, which is how many times you're going to clean it per week. So it could be 1 to 5 or 7 days per week. Then you take that and multiply by 4.33 weeks in a month, and that's what you're going to charge every month. All right. That's one of the ways you can do it anyway. Where we at? Gary Parker said that's what's up. Everybody can eat. They don't make them like you. I appreciate you. And that's my motto too. I'm not sure how long you've been here, but that was actually my old motto for the channel. Everybody eats. It used to be called Everybody Eats. Victor, I think investing in a franchise is not a bad move to start to take advantage of what they offer. Go for it. Go for it. And then I'll see you in about a year or two. You know what I mean? And also too, let me tell you this too, real quick. You're more than welcome to join Clean Biz Network as a franchise owner too. And that's why I came up here not to do this. My bad. I do this every time. I'm trying to do a better job of not villainizing franchises. You know what I mean? Like, cause and then I'm explaining why. I was only gonna see this in Clean Biz Network group, but I'm gonna just say it out here. The reason why is because I know, like after doing a lot of market research, number one, $2 million company scale is by becoming a franchise. So I know for a lot of y'all, once y'all get to those levels, y'all probably gonna franchise out too. So I don't want to make it seem like all franchises are bad, because they're not. Okay. And then the other thing is, a franchise can be good, but right now, in my experience, and I got a lot of experience, most of them are not beneficial to you. Okay. And this is the other problem too with the franchise, just to point this out so you can get a better gist of where I'm going with it. If because a franchise is supposed to be your partner, okay? And so if you and your partner don't have the same common goal, then it's hard for y'all to prosper together. And so the franchise makes money off the franchisee than it actually makes off the customer. So therefore, they don't give a damn about you, because let me explain. Let me pick a better way to explain it. If you about to lose a contract and you were the franchise, right? If they take that contract from you, they can sell it to another franchise owner, okay? They make money off of that, whether the customer is happy or not. You lose money when the customer not happy, because your money comes from the customer. That's where you making your money at. They making their money off of you though. Every month when you pay them, you know what I mean? And when they sell you the contract itself. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all don't have the same common goal, if y'all don't make money the same, then how is that again, a franchise can work, but I think the way that it's structured currently with most companies is not the way for it to be in order for it to benefit you. But again, you're more than welcome to choose your path for sure. Let's see. Hustle Gold said, thank you, I appreciate you. James Clark said, thank you, I appreciate you. Jim Bean said, what up, brother? I appreciate you. Shout out Jim Bean. Shout out Latressa B, another CBN member, said, and make them pay 3 times the amount too. Yeah. Right. So that she talking And then Precious Austin said, "I'd rather go independent, less stressful." It is, and I mean that's all I got for you. I ain't got too much more. If y'all ain't got no other questions, I'll probably wrap it up. But I'm trying to end it on a better note. Um, just choose wisely. And if you do decide to, Brienne York, another CBN member, said go independent. Not a YouTuber said, what's the startup cost? So startup costs, I'm not sure what y'all asking. So the startup cost for a franchise, it could be anywhere from $900 and something all the way to like 20,000. So you got to go shop around in your area and see how much. My starter kit is 1997. If you don't want to pay the 1997 for the full starter kit, then you can just get the course as $197. And then if you want to buy leads from us, you can, or you can get out there, take the information in the course, and go find customers without a lead generation service too. All right, so that's the cost. If you want the total cost, I mean, the absolute cheapest way to get started using one of my resources and getting my coaching is to pay LC. I don't know where y'all located, but let's just say it'd be $200 in your state. My thing in Florida and in Virginia is like $100, but let's just say yours is $200. So that's $400 total. Then you're gonna need some equipment. So you probably the most expensive thing you're gonna need is a vacuum. You can get the backpack vacuum. That's gonna cost you hundreds. If you don't want to start with a backpack vacuum, get a regular upright. Then it costs you what, maybe $80 for a commercial. I mean, maybe go on Craigslist, find a used one or somewhere, maybe $80 for that. So where you at, 480? Then the rest of the supplies and stuff you can get maybe another $80 really, because the rest of the stuff don't cost that much. So about $500 you can get started. All right. Precious also said just purchase the whole kit and be done with it. Exactly. And then you got to shop around. I'm telling you, it's a lot. At least with a kit, like you're going to be set up with them 10 big walkthroughs. We're going to have you rolling. I mean, but anyway, I ain't going to talk y'all head out. CleanBizNetwork.com if you're interested. If you want to go straight to the starter kit because you can't figure out my website, just go to cleanyourbusinessstarterkit.com. That's a quicker way to get to it. But that's what I got for y'all. I'm running out of breath. I appreciate y'all watching for real, and I appreciate y'all subscribing. I appreciate all of the feedback. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate y'all following me at AJ Simmons Online on Instagram and at Clean Biz Network. Thank y'all for watching. I'll talk to you soon.